Hey guys, you're through to Discourse Miniatures and welcome to another unboxing for the channel. And today I'm super excited. I've got the Back to Gotham starter box that has released in May 2021. And I'm going to go through the box today, show you everything you get in it, show you the sculpts and things like that, and just basically generally talk about my miniatures game. So I'm really excited to go through with this, and I hope you enjoy it as well. So first things first, the box itself it's very big. As you can see, I can't really fit it all in the camera at once. But essentially it is about the size of a standard sort of board game size, like a smaller board game. So it's not quite as big maybe as I anticipated, but I'll just show you 1 second. I have the older Back to Gotham box, and it is positively massive. You can't really get a bit of an idea of the scale here, but that's how big the older box was. That's no longer in print. This is the smaller, more streamlined box. If we look at the back here, you'll see you get the Batman crew. You get Batman and a couple of cops, and then you get Harley Quinn and a number of thugs, as well as Deadshot there too. And then you can see here there is a number of sort of tokens, the unit cards and the rulebook and things like that. So everything you need to play is in here, including the Batman crew deck and the Joker crew deck. So let's get tucked in. We'll see what there is physically. I'm just gonna cut this open. There's quite a lot of plastic here. And this literally arrived today, so I'm just getting straight into it. I've been looking forward to this. So if you are a new player, if you've never played the Batman Miniatures game before, it really is the sort of place to start. This is the starter box. And so let's see. So it sort of opens up like a board game. It has very nice hard cardboard there, actually very high quality. Okay, so here is the token sets. You can see this is the rulebook, so it's about pamphlet sized, or sort of smaller notepad sized. And then we have the template for shotguns, flame weapons, and poison, sort of, that sort of template there. We have a couple of sort of movement tokens there for increase. You can see there are some sort of basic rulers there. It's 10 inches, 8 inches, 6 inches, and 4 inches. Well, there's a couple of poison markers. See on the back here, we've got some pass markers. These are the Audacity markers. Then we have some suspect markers. These are just basically a marker that's used during the game. It's activated by certain cards. You see some Joker fish there and some Joker teeth as well. And on the reverse side, they'll be colored yellow and black respectively. Snitch will be black and the Joker ones will be yellow. And then we have some blood markers, ammunition, poison, knockdown effects, just effect markers basically. And you can see here there are some event markers. So there's some med pack, some Joker gas used in some of the cards. So yeah, okay, it's basically everything you need to play the game will be in this token wise, Okay, so let's see what actual plastic we get. All right, so this looks like it's your deployment cards. And then it looks like it's been bundled with the unit cards as well. So we'll set that to one side for now. Put some dice. So white dice, blue die for your strength die. And then a number of bases for all your models, of course. Different sizes for the different models. Some models are on bigger bases. And then a big bag here. Let's have a look to see. So looks like it's storaged quite well. Packed up quite nicely. So this looks to be a part of Harley Quinn. On her base, she's got a big clown head. And you can see here's her hammer there. Set that to one side. Okay, and then this looks to be the leg of Deadshot. And this is sort of a little bit of bit thing. It's basically like, it looks like junk and an old grenade launcher. It goes on the base. Deadshot will be standing on that. And then here we go. This is more Harley Quinn. So this is the body of Harley Quinn there. And then there's her leg. She's got her leg upraised. And then there's two different head options for Harley Quinn. You can see you can get her with the classic sort of animated series style look, or you can get her with the more sort of modern face only with the hair there. Yep, and this is all resin. So you'll see I've got Deadshot's body here. You can see it's very flexible. It's not very brittle at all. There's his gun. See, there's a little bit of flashing around that, so you will need to clean up some of the models there. And if you don't know how to really clean up those models, I do some videos on building models with the Night Models resin. It's a very workable material. And there we go, we've got 2 head options for Deadshot as well. You can go for the face, or you can go for the mask. And here is the head. I think I went for the mask there, just because I think it looks really cool. Okay, and we'll see what else we've got in this bag. So this really looks to be Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Yep, so this is just base material. For Harley Quinn, it's where the big clown head sits on, so pop that there to one side. Just gonna set that all over here so it doesn't get mixed up, because it looks like they have packed them. And then this looks like, to me, this looks like thugs. This looks like Joker thugs. So let's have a look here. The first things first, I see this is the body of Thug 6 here. You can see the sculpts on this are incredible. Just even the folds in the t-shirt, I just absolutely adore this. So he's a bigger guy with his pants and his sort of sneakers there. And then we've got, let's see. So there's the arm of Thug 6. And then here is some, there's his other hand there. And we also have a leg for Thug 4, that is, the one with the axe. And then we have like a batarang, sort of, looks like might be a head there. Yeah, this looks to be a face. That might actually be Batman's face, but I'm not entirely sure. And then we have just a little bit of debris there that can sort of go on the board. So that batarang and things like that there are just sort of scatter terrain you can just throw onto your bases. And then here we have Thug 5. This is the guy who's armed with 2 guns. You can see he's got his shirt open there with a kind of vest underneath. And there's a little bit of flashing again, or well, not flash rather, but just little spiky bits. Just need to cut those off with a pair of clippers. There's a gun there and a gun there. So he's wielding 2 guns. As you do, you know. In Gotham, I suppose you need to. And then let's see here. And here we go. We've got Thug 4, this is. And you can see that he has 2 head options as well. So you can make him more like a sort of biker, more of a generic guy, or you can give him a clown head there so that he's more themed towards Joker. Because one of the nice things about this box is that all the thugs in the box, they are unknown affiliation. So they don't just work for Joker. You can you can sort of style them to work for anybody apart from Batman, and they will fit in handily to any crew. And so let's see here. This is the Chainsaw Thug. This is Thug 3. You can see there's his chainsaw there. Show you the back of him there. So he's a very, very pretty sculpt. He's a very fun model. There's his leg. That'll be sort of spread wildly as if he's sprinting forward, wielding a massive chainsaw in his hand. So, I mean, obviously, as much as they can be used in any crew, they are thematically very, very close to the Joker there with their reckless abandon. And then here we've just got a bunch of heads. So we've got Thug 1's head there, it looks like, and then there's the alternative Thug 1 with the clown head, and then we have I think that's Thug 4, an alternative clown head for Thug 4, and then this is Thug 6. So he can either be taken with just a sort of bandana on his head, or you can take him with a pair of sunglasses and a hat there as instead. And there's Thug 4's axe. He's wielding an axe, and so again you can see they'll all need to be cleaned up, but just a sharp blade, sharp hobby knife should be grand. Work away with that. And then here we go. We've got Thug 1 there. He is one of the cheaper thugs in the set in terms of his reputation. See, he's got 2 legs. He's just wielding a knife. And let me see here. Okay, and this looks like it's just a bunch of sort of scattered terrain, just to sort of pretty up the bases a little bit. There's a Joker fish. There's some Riddler markers there, just some random Riddler markers, you know, as you come across in Gotham. Bomb, some Joker teeth, and there's the knife and the other hand for Thug 1. And then finally, we have Thug 2. This is one of my favorite sculpts. Now, he is one of the ones that doesn't come with an alternative head. You can see he's got the sort of Joker head mask sort of up, but that's because he's taking a drag of his cigarette, if you see there. So his hand will be up against his face, and then he's got a shotgun there in one hand. Very, very cool model. I really like it. Very, as much as he's standing still, it feels like a very dynamic pose, like he's been caught on a smoke break by Batman. And then we have, looks like cops here in this big baggie. So first things first, the best model in the game, in my opinion, maybe not the best, but an incredible one, is Harvey Bullock here. You can see he's putting on a little bit of weight. He's got a coffee in his hand there, and then he's got an arm in that bag somewhere, which holding a donut. So a little bit of cleanup will be needed here for this resin. But that's no problem. We're used to that. And we'll see what else we've got in here. So you can pull some of these out. So this looks to be, there's the donut there that I referenced before. He's already taken a bite out of it. And that's his arm there. And then here is Harvey Bullock's face. See, he's got a cigarette in his mouth and a big hat. And then there is a head that looks like to be GCPD Detective 2 with his wee cap there. That'll go on top of that. Then he's got his pistol, and he has his just his other arm there. And then here we have the GCPD detective sort of body and his leg. So you can see here, it's a very nice looking model. He's got his sort of, looks like that's a gun holster, it looks like there. And on his back, he's got GCPD written on it. That is raised lettering, so you might find it a little bit easier to paint. You won't have to really freehand it, just a bit of dry brushing. I'll get that, no problem at all. And then we've accidentally pulled up too, so here we go. This is a leg of a bigger guy. This is GCPD Cop 1. Actually, I can see here, he's got two head options as well. There's the first option, or else you can take that face and combine it with that hat, and that will be a different version. And then he's got a flashlight there to represent the fact that mechanically he brings a flashlight. He can light up people on the board. He's not really doing much else. And then this looks to be the body of Officer Merkel. Merkel comes with a shotgun that deals stun damage. It's like a riot gun. And there is his head. There's his face. And there's his hat that will go on him. And he'll sort of stand on this kind of grate with a bit of cement there. Let's see if we can find his body. Yeah, there it is here. So this is his body there. You can see this is Officer Merkel's. So you'll have the shotgun sort of slung down and his head on top there. And you can see again, this is a very nice sort of model. The thing about these guys is that they work really well as cops generally. So you could even use them in a different game if you fancied. Although why you would want to, I don't know. The Batman game is superb mechanically. It's a lot of fun to play. And here we have GCPD Cop 1 as well. So he is a bit of a bigger guy. That is his body there. You'll see he'll have his flashlight raised and his head poking forward, kind of wondering what's going on out there. Presumably about to get killed by that chainsaw guy we saw earlier. And then we have this is GCPD Cop 2. So this is a sort of more slender model, and she has a taser. So she is pretty good. She can deal a bit of stun damage, but again with these cops, you'll mostly want to be going out into the field and collecting evidence, gathering clues that the Joker minions leave behind. And there you go, there's her other leg, and there's her arm with the taser raised, and then we have her head there, so a little bit of cleanup on the chin, and then the hat, the police officer's hat there. So that's all the henchmen. That's all the henchmen done. And then obviously Deadshot and Harley. So here is Batman. Now Batman, it looks like it's coming in quite a lot of bits. So let's see here. We'll see if we can sort of dry fit them a little, put them together. So it looks like there's some smaller bits in here too. So I'm just gonna have to be careful taking them all out. Okay. All right. So first things first, let's do this. So this is Batman's head here. You can see there. Whoops. This is tiny, by the way, so enjoy painting it. Obviously, they're not too hard. You've got a little bit of flesh there, and then otherwise, it's mostly just the mask, right? It's the cowl, the cape and cowl. And so this is his head. Beautiful, beautiful sculpt. I'm gonna put that straight away back into the bag, just so I don't lose it. And then we have his body. Now this is the Todd McFarlane Batman, right, from the that sort of famous cover where he's clutching the lady. So he's sort of standing on a rock, and this is that rock. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can sort of slot it together slightly. I cannot. Not without sort of having a wee think about it and having a look. So, but it's sort of something like that, right? It sort of sits on top of there. And there's another bit of rock here too. I think that goes underneath maybe. And then sort of these bits here, this is just a lot of cape. This is a lot of cape, and you can see this is sort of the cowl bit here. This is where his head will slot on there, and then there'll be, you know, bits of cape. There's his body, it looks like, so this is sort of going to fit like that. It's going to fit in like that. Obviously, you're going to need to clean it up a little bit, but there's some little nibs there that you can kind of fit those in. And then there's some more additional Batman wrapped up in his bed sheets there. And that's the models. I'll show you the back of the box so that you can see how that model will look whenever it's done. So that's him there, obviously, with a pretty good paint job as well. But these are all the models when they're put together. This is what they'll look like. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff in here. And I think we'll just quickly go through the cards as well. So I'll just cut these open, and I'll just show you everything that you get. So basically, you get everything that you need to play the game in the box. At least a Joker and Batman crew anyway. So you can play you can buy this box, maybe split it with a friend. One of you can take Joker, the other can take Batman, and then away you go. You'll have enough. Sorry, I'm struggling with this. Okay, so this is what you get. So you can see here, these are the deployment cards. That's Showdown, Chasing Encounter. You get Vanguard there. You get Secure the Area, Plunder, Duel, Standoff, Taking Sides. Sorry, these smell like fresh card. They're very, very nice. So those are all the deployment cards. So you'll draw one of those at the beginning of the game and tell you where both characters can deploy. These are event cards, so you get Labyrinthine Sewer, and you can see they're very vibrant cards, actually. The art in them is really good. Suspect Mugger, this Heavy Rain. These are basically sort of conditions on the map that they're an optional rule, so you don't have to play with these condition cards, but they add a little bit of sort of spice to the game. So if you are sort of, you've played a couple of games, you want to mix it up a little bit, you can bring these. And here we're into the decks. So this is the Batman deck. If you're playing as Batman, this will be your set of cards. And these cards, they all have victory points up in the top left here, and you're trying to score these cards throughout the game. So you'll see that this one says arrest a model, and that's basically what you'll be trying to do. And both of the sides, both of the crews, they play differently. So with Batman, you're going to have this deck of cards. You're going to be drawing 4 cards and playing with those cards in the game. And whenever you score a card, you will draw a new card. So you'll constantly be having this sort of rotation of cards in your hand that you're constantly going to be scoring. And there are some special character cards in this. So you can see here, this is a Harvey Bullock special. So if you bring Harvey Bullock in your crew, you can bring this card into your deck as well. And it's a really good card. And then here is Batman's card. So he wants to make the opponent's boss knocked out or remove it as a casualty, right? Because it's back to Arkham. So it's thematically, sort of thematic to the characters that you're playing as. And these are all the Batman cards. And you can see they're Batman because they've got a little bat symbol up at the top left. There we are. And these are very nice card stock, actually. And then here you go. This is the Joker one. You can see because, haha, it's so long it's been a gas. And these are the Joker cards. Now, in terms of crews, this comes with Batman and Joker. It comes with the models for Batman and Joker. There's obviously more models you can buy, but it comes with a good start. And it comes with the decks for Batman and Joker. But there are other crews in the game. There's Organized Crime, there's Two-Face, the Riddler, League of Assassins, Bane, basically everyone you could think of, it's in this game. And even more you probably don't think of, like the Batman Who Laughs or Cobra Cult. And so there's a lot of factions in the game. This is Harley Quinn's card there. And this is Deadshot's special card, the $1 million shot. I think that's very, very cool. And you can see they all have sort of objective and points. And both Batman and Joker are very competitive in terms of their decks, like how good they are in the game. They're very, very strong. But the game overall is very well balanced. So you've got everything you really need to play in this box. It's very useful. And then here we go. We've got unit cards here. So this will tell you everything you need to know about every single one of the models. You've got Batman there. Obviously, it's Batman. You've got the reputation cost. So the games are usually played at around 350 reputation. You're not going to quite get enough to play a 350 reputation game. I think one of them, the Batman crew, is coming in at about 290 points, and then the Joker crew is coming in at around 270 points or so. So the Joker's at a little bit of a disadvantage, but generally speaking, you'll be fine just to play against one another, especially in a just sort of more casual beginner game. And there you go, there's Harvey Bullock. So we'll just go through these really quick. You got Harvey Bullock there. He's great, by the way. There's GCP Detective. And also, on the back of them, you can see there's the text that sort of explains what everything does, all those traits. And there is Officer Merkel. And here's GCPD Cop 1, that's the one with the flashlight. And it's GCPD Cop 2. Whoops, just bumped into the camera there. Apologies for that. And then you have Harley Quinn there. Then Deadshot. Then you've got Thug 1. There's Thug 2, and you can see they're actually affiliation unknown. So that means they can be brought into any crew, except for Batman, because they have rivals Batman. So they won't work with Batman, for good reasons. If you look at this guy's face, you can see why. And then Thug 4 is here. And then Thug 5. And finally, Thug 6. This Thug is brilliant, by the way. Bodyguard is really useful, just FYI. If you're interested in the game, it's really good to know. And so, that is everything that you get in the box there. So it's a really nice box. It comes with basically everything you need to play the game. I'd really recommend this. If you're a new player, this is basically the entrance points. This is the entrance points for you. Really, you're not going to find anywhere anything better than this. So if you see there's a Dark Knight Rises starter box, but that's for the 2nd edition. So it's not going to come with the sort of unit cards or the crew decks. You'll need to find those somewhere else. And right now, this is the only place you can get the crew decks for Batman and Joker. Now, if you're not interested in Batman and Joker, unfortunately what that means is you're probably going to still want to pick up this box just because it's going to come with all of these tokens, and it's going to come with the rule book, and it's going to come with the templates, and specifically it's going to come with the sort of suspect markers, which are required for play. You do need those, and also the Audacity markers too. On the other hand though, you can find the rules on the Night Models website, and there'll be a link to those in the description below. There's a link to those in the Night Models website, so you do get those. The Audacity markers, you could genuinely just use like a coin or something just to represent who's got Audacity. And then for suspect markers, there are suspect marker packs that Night Models do sell. They are at a premium price though. So you could get away, if you're not interested in Batman and Joker, you could get away with not picking up this pack. But what you'll need to pick up then is, you know, because you'll presumably be playing a different crew. You'll be playing organized crime like Black Mask or someone like that. You need to pick up this box. So this is the objective card set, and I'm going to have another video basically going through this objective card set, explaining everything about this box and all the crews that are covered. I'll give you a bit of a rundown on each of the crews as I go through the cards, and we'll talk about that in a separate video. That will be more aimed at people who are more interested in, you know, a different crew other than Batman or Joker. But if you are interested in Batman and Joker at all, then this is the box. This is the thing you need to get. Otherwise, if you know, you can just pick up this card set, and this card set retails for around, I think it's around £22, whereas the starter box retails for around, I think it's around £73. Or about £66 at time of recording. And the thing about this is that if you're not sure what crew to buy, I'd recommend to buy this, because Batman and Joker are really good beginner crews. They're really good. They're very intuitive decks. The decks are very strong, but they're very simple. They're not really that complicated. Whereas some crews are a little bit more complicated, like someone like the Riddler, for instance, plays around with a lot of riddles. So he's a little bit more advanced, as well as Two-Face has this kind of coin mechanic. So some of the crews are a little bit more complicated, but Joker and Batman, they are out of the box, very easy to get, very good to play, and very strong. Joker's probably one of my favorite factions. I play him a lot still, so I'd really recommend it. And I'll tell you what, I'll show you what the models look like whenever they are painted. Okay, so here are all the models painted. So this is Harley Quinn. This is what she looks like whenever you've got her all painted up. So she's a very, very impressive model. She's a lot of fun, very strong model as well. So she's on the wee base there. That's that all put together. And then here is Deadshot. You can see here. I've done him with the balaclava on. So he is a lot of fun. You've got Thug 2 there. You can see he's taking that dragon cigarette. And I've done all of my thugs with the sort of the clown masks on there. So I've done those all with the clown masks on. Now obviously I'm not the greatest painter in the world. I like to use a lot of contrast paints, but this'll give you an idea of sort of what they look like, right, when they're all put together. They're very, very pretty sculpts, and even with my sort of poor painting, I still think they look very, very good. There, as you can see him with the two guns. And here you go, got Thug 6 there as well with the baseball bat. And obviously I've themed all mine as Joker crews, guys, because I play them mostly in Joker. Oh, I forgot, of course, the man of the hour, sort of chainsaw thug there. It's thug 3. Then we've got Batman with his big bed sheets, starting to chip off. I need to do another layer of paint on him. This Glenn actually painted the Batman ones. And so I need to sort of go over them a little bit and paint those up again, I think. I think they could use a fresh paint and a bit of varnish over them. And then we have Detective Bullock there, you can see. Then we have Officer Merkel here with his gun, with his riot gun. There is GCPD detective there with the lettering on the back. It's very easy. And then here we have the GCPD Cop 1. So not the best paint jobs in the world. So if this is what these look like, imagine what yours will look like if you give them a bit of a crack. And honestly, I mean, they all look great. In terms of the sculpts. So that is the Back to Gotham box. This is out in May 2021. So this is the most recent, most up-to-date one as of the time of recording. And it basically comes with everything you need to play the Batman Miniatures game. And if you have any sort of thoughts on where to go next or anything like that, just check out some of my videos. I do videos on this sort of stuff. There's a lot of content on the Batman Miniatures game on my channel. So if you are interested in the game, even if you're interested in seeing it played, I have a lot of battle reports. Alternatively, if you're interested in the decks, I do videos on the top 3 cards for every deck, where I talk about the playstyle of every faction and every crew in those videos. And I also do videos on unboxing, so I go through some of the newer models that have been released. I go through some of the boxes, I unbox those, I give you my thoughts on them. And then finally, I also do a sort of shorter series on building the models. I've just done one on Red Hood very recently, where I basically show you how to work with the sort of Night Models resin, because it is a little bit more advanced. If you're only used to sort of Games Workshop plastics or anything like that, you might struggle a little bit with the resin, but it's very simple once you know the right techniques. So I hope you do join me on the channel, and if you did enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more Batman content as and when it occurs. We're going to have another video out for the objective card set, so if you're interested in that at all, please do subscribe and keep yourselves tuned for that video, and I shall catch you guys next time. Thanks a lot for coming, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.